Hello and welcome to 1 Minute Theatre Reviews. I'm Paul Seven Lewis. This is the Rose Theatre in Kingston. I'm here to see The Two Popes.
If, like me, you have little knowledge of the Roman Catholic Church and even less interest in it, you might think an evening with not one but two popes would be akin to a visit to the Spanish Inquisition. In fact, this combative conversation between Pope Benedict XVI, who abdicated in 2013, and Pope Francis, who replaced him, is both intriguing and amusing. It helps that one is deeply conservative and the other highly liberal, so there's plenty of room for conflict. And it helps even more that these two kings of Catholicism are played by two sovereigns of the stage, Anton and Nicholas Woodeson. Well, that's my 1 minute review, but keep watching for more about this enjoyable touring production of The Two Popes. Benedict XVI's abdication was almost unprecedented. I say almost because a pope did abdicate 700 years previously. Anthony McCarten's play about this conservative German and his successor, the liberal Argentinian Cardinal Bergoglio, was first produced by Northampton's Royal and Derngate Theatre in 2019, before COVID intervened. Their artistic director, James Dacre, directs this revived co-production that will now tour to a number of regional theatres. Mr. McCarten wrote The Theory of Everything, Darkest Hour and Bohemian Rhapsody, as well as the film version of this play. He also wrote The Collaboration, another play about two contrasting people, the artists Anthony Warhol and Jean-Michel Basquiat, which I very much enjoyed at the Young Vic and which is now on its way to Broadway. You can see why the idea of these two popes meeting intrigued him. The facts of the transfer of power are true, but the details of what conversations may have taken place come from the fertile imagination of Mr. McCarten. But these guys don't get together straight away. First, we meet each of them separately, beginning with Pope Benedict, played by Anton. We find him in his apartment with a German nun, played by Lynsey Beauchamp. They share a conservative nostalgia for their country of birth that manifests itself in the food they eat and the German whodunit series that they watch on TV. He moves stiffly, conveying both old age and, metaphorically, a rigidity of views. Mr. Lesser has a clipped but silky way of speaking that conveys both authority and warmth. And that warmth is important because Pope Benedict is publicly perceived as God's Rottweiler. But we learn he's more shy than cold, more a scholar than a frontman. He didn't want the job of Pope, and he still doesn't. Then we meet Cardinal Bergoglio on a visit to a slum church in his home country of Argentina. Played by Nicholas Woodeson, he has an impish smile and bounces around the stage like a Duracell bunny. He too chats with a nun, played by Leaphia Darko, but this time about his liberal views, which appeal to the poor of the developing world. He too wants to retire from his job. Although they are as different as the Telegraph and the Guardian, Pope Benedict is aware that this cardinal is his likely successor, and that he can prevent this happening simply by accepting the cardinal's resignation. He decides to meet him and check him out. The first meeting is very much a clash of views, which, frankly, I found a little tedious, but I think someone more interested in the Catholic Church might find it fascinating. The second act really takes off as the two find out that despite their differences, what they have in common may be what is important. Well, we know the outcome, so it's not exactly on the edge of your seat stuff, but the exchanges are funny at times, interesting at others, and sometimes quite moving as the two confess their weaknesses and shortcomings. And it's a joy to see the interaction between these two great actors. The set, by designer Jonathan Fensom, comprises an artificial proscenium arch onto which a marble surface and scene locations are projected in Latin. And this reinforces that what is happening is contained within the solidity of a church that's been around for 2,000 years. So maybe these two popes, while appearing to be taking the church from one extreme to another, merely represent a natural adjustment that has and will take place again and again over time. The Two Popes is a wonderfully well-acted, interesting play, and I give it 3 stars. I hope you enjoyed this review, or at least found it interesting. And if you did, why not subscribe to my channel? Then you'll be the first to know about my future reviews. You can also follow me on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook. And if you want to read my reviews, then please visit oneminutetheatrereviews.co.uk. Thank you for watching.